Here's a curveball popped into short center field. Donovan moves back, called off by Wynn. Wynn makes the catch for a Redbird winner. Castro pops
Here's
out.
Here's a curveball
popped into short center field. Donovan moves back, called off by Wynn. Wynn makes the catch for a Redbird winner.
Good things. There is nothing we can complain about. I'm sure that's not true, but the Cardinals do have a nice weekend series. It's a great way to start the season. If you're the Redbirds, 10 hits in each of the 3 games. So
Nolan Gorman today. Have a nice day. Good to see Pedro Pajes today. Have a nice day. Both of them making their first starts of the season. Both of them with 3 hits. Both of them with home runs today. Victor Scott II, an absolute laser of a home run on the first pitch he saw of the afternoon. And that put the Cardinals in front, and they never trailed again. Good pitching today. Andre Palante, I think, is in for a really good season. We saw what he could do in the second half of last season after coming back, more than the second half, really 2/3 of the year. When coming back in May after going down to Memphis specifically to work on being a starter, now we see what he can do, where we saw what he could do, and now we're going to see him in a full season as a starter. He would have gone more today. He went 5 innings. He was only at 78 pitches, but you can't bring him back after an hour rain delay. That just is what it is. 2 runs, 3 strikeouts today. Let's take a listen to Andre Palante as he spoke to reporters, including our Kyle Sixta, after the game.
Definitely a little bit with, just mainly for the velocity bumping up because my timing was a lot better. My off-speed pitches fed off it. That's a big thing. When you're throwing a little bit slower, your arms drag in. It's hard to throw quality pitches. So once my kind of speed kind of came back, everything felt a lot more synced.
It's a young group that kind of knows each other. But is there a fun vibe too when you're winning early, like to kind of reinforce that you think you guys can be good?
Definitely. I mean, as long as we're playing well, the defense making great plays, offense hitting so well. When one guy says well, it helps them like I do well. I talked about in the bullpen a while ago. It's like when one guy in the bullpen's doing really well, it takes a lot of load off someone else because they don't have to come in and throw a bunch. It kind of keeps everyone fresh, everyone feeling good, and brings up the energy. When you're winning a game, you get into the bottom half of their bullpen, not the closers. That helps your guys hit. So there's definitely a real tangible asset to everyone performing better.
To that point, what do you make of the job that Mancini did today to pick up with innings and be able to pitch as well as he did?
I mean, that's exactly what we're talking about, right? He got a full, fresh bullpen now for the series against the Angels. If someone gets into trouble or, we need someone to come in the 5th inning, they're feeling good and they can help feed off each other. So, yeah, that's exactly what you need out of someone like that. And Matt's looks so good in spring, so it's awesome to see that carry over.
Under that slider you threw to Buxton to get out of the 3rd inning, how big of a point was that, because you had 2 on, 1 out? How big of a point was that to get through that?
Yeah, I mean, that's that's one of the nice things about running into some trouble in spring training. You get used to having that kind of runner on second, runner on third, making big pitches like that. And did a good report, had a good plan going into my bats against him, and didn't deviate from my plan and executed my pitch.
That's Andre Palante after the game here this afternoon. Again, a nice start from him. That would have probably been longer, but a couple of things that I liked that he talked about, and he was asked about this particular group of players. And this is something that I noticed immediately. I think a lot of folks noticed immediately on Thursday afternoon and opening day. This is a team that has a lot of energy and enthusiasm. I think that that's maybe something that we could have overlooked a little bit about this call it whatever you want, focus on development, youth movement, I don't care what you call it. It is bringing some younger players here to Busch Stadium, here to St. Louis. And with them comes that natural enthusiasm, that natural energy that maybe sometimes wears off as you get a team full of vets. You can say good, bad things about that, right? There's pros and cons. But I think that it's going to be a pro for this team. And this team looks like a team that is going to have fun playing baseball, which then ultimately means, hopefully, you're going to have fun watching them play baseball. And I've said this going all the way back to October, that I think this team is going to be way more successful than maybe a lot of people believe. Maybe this weekend changes some of those minds. Maybe people are starting to see, okay, this team does have some hope, some promise. But I think that youth part of it, that energy, that enthusiasm, I do think that is going to be fun to watch this season. Someone who really carries that youthfulness, that enthusiasm, it's Victor Scott. And we've seen what he can do defensively. There is no question he is an elite center fielder. Today, he put a charge in one in the second inning, hit his first home run of the year on his first pitch, a 3-run shot that left the bat at just over 100 miles per hour and went 400 feet. And he talked to the media after the game. Here's Victor Scott II.
Just overall, like studying the game to increase my confidence. I mean, on the field, whether that be defensively, offensively, on the bases. I mean, it's been a lot of just studying and time that was put into that kind of side of the game to help me gain that confidence.
Victor, you had said that one of the things Brown's teaching about being a hit collector. So how do you know when it's time to collect a hit and when it's time to collect a big fly?
Yeah, those are accidents for me. That's not my job, but it's cool to see one go though. So.
What does it mean to you guys to start out 3-0? You guys believe in yourselves, but does it reinforce it a little bit when you get off to a good start?
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of meetings in spring training, a lot of conversations just amongst the group to say like that. We got to get off to a good start and to go out there and compete every day and give it our all.
You mentioned last year that at times you were hesitant to run, because you're a rookie and didn't know when to run, that sort of thing. But this year you're not stopping, slowing up at all. Is that a mindset thing with you?
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, last year I got a taste of it, and now I'm a lot more confident to know when to go, to pick the right spots, and to pick the right pitches to run on.
But offensively, just 3 games in, you guys, again, you felt good about this lineup. Again, how does it reinforce it when you do it as a team?
Yeah, I mean, it's got great balance. Like I said, it's hit collectors. It's the guy who's supposed to drive the ball out of the park. I know I did today, but that's whatever. But I mean, we got to
apologizing for that home run.
Nah. But I mean, we got a great balance of guys in there who understand their roles, who know what to do when that time comes. So it's worked for these 3 games, and it's going to continue to work there for the rest of the season.
When you guys talk through spring the way you did, I know you believe it when you talk amongst yourselves. What's the importance of seeing it, and how much easier does it make it to when you know what it looks like on the field? Yeah,
I mean, when you see results, it's going to be a lot more reassuring. So, I mean, that's kind of how it works for everything. But it's neat to see that the work that we put in the off season and spring training is showing in these first 3 games.
Yeah, 2 good points, I think, to take away there from Victor Scott. First of all, it was hilarious when he said, he was asked about the home run. He said, no, those are accidents for me. It's nice to see it go out when you connect, but that's not what he's trying to do. He's trying to put it in play. So I respect that. The second thing is just what he was wrapping up right there with. It's one thing, you play well, you do the things you're supposed to do, but when you can see results and when you get finished with a 3-game series that's a sweep, it makes everything feel a whole lot better. And now moving forward, they just got to try to keep building on this momentum because, yes, it's only 3 games. It is only 1 series, but it's certainly better than if I were sitting here today talking about, well, let's see if they can get their first win coming up tomorrow. That's not where we're at. We're like, let's see if we can avoid getting that first loss starting tomorrow because they're 3-0 after 3 games. Best place possible for the Redbirds. What's on Deck is sponsored by Chesterfield Fence and Deck, the sign you have the very best. ChesterfieldFence.com. What's on Deck is a 3-game series with the Los Angeles Angels. Are they still of Anaheim or they're just Los Angeles? The Angels are coming to Busch Stadium. 6:45 tomorrow night, 6:45. Tuesday night, 12:15 Businessmen's Special on Wednesday, April 2nd. Nice that it's April already, too, by the way. Miles Michaelis makes his first start of the year tomorrow night against the Angels. Tyler Anderson will make the start for the Angels in that game as the Cardinals try to keep it rolling. As we mentioned, they've won their first 3. Now they're trying to continue things along here against the Angels. That's the end of this homestand. So the 3 games here, and then they're on the road headed for Boston for the final following series. They do have an off day in Boston before that series starts. But 3 games with the Angels starts tomorrow. 6:45 is the first pitch. That means 5:55 is our pregame show here on KMOX. Matt Pauley will have that for you. Of course, Redbird Rush comes up right before that. So all your Cardinals needs covered tomorrow, starting with sports on Total Information AM. Then you've got the Gas House Gang right there at lunchtime. Redbird Rush Hour coming up in the afternoon, and it's all in crystal clear FM at 104.1 FM KMOX. My thanks to you for taking some time this afternoon as the Cardinals win it. They sweep away the Twins 9-2. Thanks to John Rooney. Thanks to Rick Horton, to Jim Jackson, to Mike Claiborne, to Kyle Sixta, to Matt Pajeski, who's been in the studio all afternoon. I'm Joe Pott. Keep it here on your home of the Cardinals, 104.1 FM KMOX.